Hey Conan, it's Tim from Caltech again. I couldn't help but notice that you made another terrible physics error on your show. On last Monday's show, you talked about the Navy SEAL officer who was responsible for killing Osama bin Laden was having trouble finding work. You suggested that in order to make money, he could sell high fives for $10 a high five, and he would be a billionaire by the end of the week. Well, Conan, that's simply not possible, and I'm going to show why. Okay? If he really was selling $10 high fives and he was going to make $1 billion, he'd have to do 100 million high fives. Now, we can calculate how many seconds are in 4 days, and then divide that by 100 million high fives, and he would have to do one high five every 3 milliseconds. Now, this Navy SEAL officer is a real manly man. He's not like you, okay? He isn't going to give a weak high five like a mother slapping a baby's bottom. He's going to have quite a wind up to it. So let's assume that every high five, he moves 0.3 meters. Okay, so if every high five, he's moving 0.3 meters, moving his arm 0.3 meters, and he has to do it every 3 milliseconds. That means his arm is going to have to move on average 100 meters per second or 224 miles an hour. Now, I know there aren't a lot of women in the Navy SEALs, so much like you, he must be used to jerking his arm at an incredible pace, but I don't think he could do it fast enough to win a NASCAR race, 224 miles an hour. Now, on top of this, Conan, it's just ridiculous because you can calculate the amount of energy needed to accomplish this feat. Okay? The amount of energy is, given by the kinetic energy, which is, of course, 1/2 mv squared. He's got to do it twice per high five, moving his hand back and forth. So the total energy needed to do 100 million high fives, assuming his arm is 10 kilograms, and he's moving 100 meters per second, is 10 trillion joules. Now, 10 trillion joules, Conan, is approximately the energy contained in the nuclear bomb that we dropped on Hiroshima. So that means this guy has to accomplish an energy feat of a nuclear bomb. Now, where is he going to get the energy to do that? Energy just doesn't come from nowhere. Where is he going to get the energy of a nuclear bomb? Okay? Well, if he's like any normal human, he's going to have to eat. And so, how much is he going to have to eat? Well, Conan, we can figure out the number of calories that are contained in an entire cow. There's approximately 1,400 calories per pound of beef, and then, say a cow weighs 500 pounds, convert that to joules, okay, and it's about 3 billion joules. So that means if he's going to expend 10 trillion joules, he would have to eat 3,000 whole cows. All right, Conan? So we have this picture of a Navy SEAL doing 100 million high fives in 4 days, moving his hand at an average pace of 226 miles an hour, expending the amount of energy equal to a nuclear bomb, all while eating 3,000 whole cows. To even suggest such an act is possible is as arrogant and over the top as your haircut. I'm dropping knowledge.